Well, my name's Dr.Hatzikostas and I've been an obstetrician for more than 20 years. I have studied here in Melbourne at the University of Melbourne and trained at a number of the Melbourne hospitals. I have had experience overseas, so I have been to the UK and worked in the UK for 3 years. My background history emerges from training initially in physician training for 4 years, and then migrating my medical interests into obstetrics and gynecology, which is where I've focused my attention ever since. Well, in brief, I think an obstetrician is a good obstetrician if they're committed to looking after the patient in the best possible way, striving to achieve the best outcome for the mother and for the baby. I often say that obstetrics is not a profession, it's a way of life. It's a sense of commitment to say that I'm available every day to do the best that I can for all patients. I am contactable on the telephone. All my patients have my mobile number to answer any questions and to deal with any problems that may arise.
Okay.
Well, I've never counted how many babies I have delivered, but I know that it is in the tune of many thousands. There was a time where we kept a log regarding all babies delivered, but I've since not counted the number of babies, but is, as mentioned, thousands of babies, but I can't tell you a precise figure, to be honest, I can't. A meet and greet session is a moment where a patient can meet an obstetrician, ask relevant questions to the obstetrician. The patient needs to be frank with the question and the obstetrician needs to be honest about their answers. Talk about the obstetrician's experience, how many deliveries has the obstetrician had, how available is the obstetrician, and generally answer any questions that the patient may think are relevant. In that way, the patient can make a decision as to whether this obstetrician is the one for them. These are the results, and Rebecca, if you could go and give her a call. No, there is no cost involved in a meet and greet session. It's an invitation that we offer to all patients so that patients can make a judgment about the obstetricians that they wish to see. The only means whereby any patient can judge the obstetrician that they will be attending is from second-hand experience of other people, but their situation and their experience and their questions may be different to this particular individual. So I think it's an open invitation to anyone who wishes to meet their obstetrician. As far as I'm aware, I do not believe that there is any obstetrician who has an open and free meet and greet session. The reason why we decided to have this invitation, open this invitation to all patients, is because I know that it is very hard for anyone to make that decision, and short of meeting their obstetrician face to face and asking all the relevant questions, I think any other decision will be made as a second-hand experience of what others have experienced with that obstetrician. It may not be relevant for them.
Mm-hmm.
The differences between private obstetric care and public obstetric care is that in private you get to see the same obstetrician, you'll know that obstetrician, and that obstetrician will know all your details, and of course there will be a continuity of care. The other difference is that in any moment where you need to ask relevant questions, you are at liberty to ring your private obstetrician and the matter will be dealt with immediately, as opposed to waiting until the next routine antenatal clinic.
Mm-hmm. Excellent.
Let's pause there.